Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and I am sitting next to the hairy wonder that is Bouch's beard. My God.
Yep. Well, it's not quite like James Harden yet, but...
There ain't an afro comb invented that can get through that mess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, actually, you know the little combs that they give you with the...
for head lice checks?
Clippers? With the small clippers, they're the ones that are... Like,
no, that's not a comb, dude. That's a rake. That's the rake that they give you with the fucking hedge clippers.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I'm serious.
That actually will get through it, but...
Hedge clippers or chainsaw. I don't know what the hell I'm whipping out on you the next time you show up, but we are cutting that shit down.
Hopefully the next time. I've actually got to get in. My usual barber is retired, so I got to find something else.
It's not a job for a barber. That's a job for an arborist.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Or a landscaper.
Same difference, I guess.
Well, this is a change.
Yes, in a refreshing change of narrative.
Usually, I bring these.
I am supplying you this time with a Southern Tier Brewing Company's Blackwater Series dessert beer.
Yep.
This is their salted caramel imperial ale. Like I said, Bouch usually brings these by because he hits upon them and he gets them before I do. This time, I think I either found this one before you did or we found it at the same time. I just happened to run the credit card.
I knew we had it. I just didn't actually buy it.
Yeah. Because I usually can count on him. I know he's going to pick them up because they're always a fucking hit.
And really, I started with Southern Tier when they had their double IPA.
This is way back in a previous Brewfest that we went to. So,
and that's where I actually picked up on the first time that I picked up on their double IPA. And actually, I saw it and I was like, I might as well give it a try. And then we got to their Blackwater series, which was the chocolate, which they started with, which just blew it away.
And everyone since then.
And every single one since then that they've had. I don't remember the creme brulee. Did we actually do that one?
I did the creme brulee. I might have gotten that one by myself. I can't remember if you were here for that.
And that was the only one that I think that we actually missed.
And it's funny that they don't even say Blackwater Series anymore. They just have a slightly different logo than the regular Southern Tier logo.
Yes.
They just have that banner and everything.
And the thing about Southern Tier is, if you actually see what it says for flavors, they nail it right on the head.
Thick mint.
Yes.
Samoa this.
Pumpkin.
White chocolate raspberry. Pumpkin.
That white chocolate raspberry.
That one was interesting. It was like Robitussin, but in a good way. Yeah.
Yes, but the thing is, Robitussin never came in a raspberry.
No.
It was always a cherry, but it still had that type of medicine-y flavor.
But it wasn't bad.
Which you would not think in a beer is a good thing. But it was awesome.
It's fucking delicious.
Like you said in that video that we had with Davis and you and I, you said that if this came out back in the day when I would have drinking my medication all the time. Or something like that.
I'm sick, Mom. Give me a fucking spoonful of that shit.
Now, give me the bottle.
Exactly. But, everything else aside, I mean, this is Southern Tier's, it says seasonal, salted caramel imperial ale.
Yep.
Ale with Himalayan sea salt and natural caramel flavor. It's a salted caramel fucking beer.
I'm looking at the label and they have those caramels sitting right there
with salt.
And the thing is those little square chocolate, not chocolate, those little square caramels that you get that you can actually get at any supermarket is what I actually always loved. I always love those, chewing on those.
They're delicious.
The other thing that comes next to that is a Tootsie Roll.
But Tootsie Roll's not really caramel. It's more of a chocolate.
Well, no, it's chocolate. And, my grandfather always use he'd have the caramel creams.
He had a
had
pocket
that
of
little-
Werther's Originals. We know everybody's
Well, he had
grandfather
those
had
too.
the Werther's Originals.
No, he liked the caramel creams.
Oh, bullseyes or
Yes,
buckeyes.
the bullseyes, so the Buckeyes.
Otherwise
And
known
he-
as cowtails.
Yeah.
Same thing, different.
Which is
different
what
shape.
he would drink. He would have all the time, and he'd come out from having dinner or lunch. He would come outside and he'd have on one side one of those caramel creams and a Tootsie Roll on the other side,
Ooh.
and he'd just be
combo.
sucking and chomping on those, chewing on those. You know how they are. You
Now we
chew
know
on
where you got your habit of sucking and chomping on stuff.
Oh, shut up. And he'd love those. And this is actually, that's what I remember, is that the squares there that are on that label.
Let's see, we might be in a little bit of trouble here because we did a couple of double-digit ABV beers earlier, and then we went to some lighter ones. But now we're back up to 8.6% ABV on this one.
This one's not too bad then.
But it does have a nice light brown, dark brown, like a toasted caramel color to it.
You know something? I'm not getting much of a aroma from it. A little bit, very small amount of caramel. And a little bit of like the not quite like in certain areas you get the fishy and smelly aroma. I'm getting a little bit of the
Fishy?
ocean.
Oh, from the salt. So
From
you're
the
saying
salt.
sea salt.
More sea salt than
I was going to say fishy?
but not well. No, you know what I mean by when you go to Rockland, you get that
ocean
little bit of the
air.
ocean air,
Ocean air.
which
I
includes
wouldn't say the fish is part of the ocean air,
right,
but yeah.
fishiest.
I would say that fishy aromas include sea salt air.
Yes,
But I wouldn't say that the ocean air includes fishy aromas.
right.
Unless I'm actually on the coast. But I can...
Right, but you know what I mean is
Salty air.
you know what I mean, but still, is that salty
air.
not really being on the coast, because you could be on the coast and not smell anything.
No, yeah.
And it would be more like you're going to Rockland and you're looking for lobster or something like that,
Gotcha.
and you get that ocean air.
But it does have a nice, light, toasted caramel look to it.
Yes, it does.
It's
but it's
darker
still
than
pretty
a-
dark.
Yeah, it's darker than a milky caramel, but it's got that slight the toasted brown caramel color to it with some light coming through. And I do.
So, getting a little bit not actually smelling and getting my nose is kind of cleared up a little bit. I'm getting more of the caramel.
I do say what you're saying with the sea salt, though. I'm getting that slightly salty air.
Yeah, but they
aroma.
didn't actually say that it was sea salt. They just said salted
Caramel. But we usually assume it's sea salt, and I believe on the label it says back here,
It might actually
ale
say it.
with pink Himalayan sea salt.
Sea salt.
I knew I read the sea salt thing before, but no, I'm
I think I
getting
did
that
see that too.
general
last
saltiness
time
in the air
when I actually did see those.
and hints of caramel sweetness.
It's not as profound as some of the other
No, it's
other
hints.
aromas that we've had.
It's kind of there, but it's not hitting you in the face. It's more salty than sweet.
See, I'm getting more sweet.
Huh, interesting. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel.
Yes.
It's a little it's actually medium heavy, medium mouthfeel, but it's a little gritty. It's oddly gritty mouthfeel.
Yes, and I think that's where the salt comes in. They might have actually
Used salt.
used salt in it. That didn't it usually when you actually use salt in something, it kind of dissolves a little bit and you don't get the grainy But
it
you are
is-
getting that little bit of a grainy. It's almost as if they just added it at the end when they bottled it.
It is slightly gritty and a little dry.
It is dry, very dry. But you know what? I'm still getting that salted caramel flavor.
I'm getting sweetness. I'm getting toastiness too.
Yes, there is a little bit of a toasted caramel flavor to it, and I'm wondering. I'm actually kind of thinking that's the malt. I don't actually think they used caramel, but I think they actually got it to that right. They got the malt flavor right to that point before it can become chocolate.
If you sit and let it rest on the tongue for a little while, then the caramel comes through pretty strongly.
Yes.
In the this finish or an aftertaste, but it's like rolling off the back of the palate on the back of the tongue. There is a sweet toasted caramel flavor that comes through, and then the hints of saltiness still there.
Yeah, and that's the only difference I see, because a few years back, when I was doing my paper route that I had. One of my customers, as a Christmas tip, they gave me some salted caramels.
Salted caramel has been increasing in popularity ever
And
since.
really, it tastes a lot like those. The only thing they made different was there was a variety of the caramels that had different chocolate around
Chocolate
it.
caramel, vanilla caramel,
Right.
fruity caramel, yeah.
Well, no, actually, they had chocolate.
Toffee.
They had a chocolate coating on them.
Well, yeah, most caramels
Which-
do. It's just a
Right.
the caramel's
still
the
had
gooey
the-
flavor inside, or the gooey.
And that's kind of what I'm getting from this. And really, it's a very good. It's really a very good beer, and I would actually put this at a 5 because I am getting what it actually says. I'm getting that little bit of salt. If they use the sea salt, it's kind of like that. The thing is about sea salt, you actually have to use a little bit more than you would normally on table
to
salt
get a stronger flavor.
to get that flavor. And they've done a really good job at balancing the caramel flavor with the sea salt.
Ooh. Hiccups are trying to break through here. Now, here's the thing. I'm impressed by the fact that I see imperial ale, because honestly, I would have thought this was more of a porter. Because it's got a heavier, darker beer character to it.
Well, I'm getting that imperial.
There's definitely a hint of booziness in the finish.
I'm getting that imperial flavor to it, and I don't know really what the difference between like a porter and an imperial or a stout and
Imperial ale. Imperial, well, I mean, honestly, it
is
mostly
it
refers to the high ABV versus
okay?
any sort of difference in the brewing process, as far as
Okay,
I've been
because-
able to determine. So.
Because see, what I've actually tasted is the malt flavor.
Yeah. I mean, there's a hint of booziness in this, but it's very subtle in the finish.
Right. So, the booziness would be from the imperial part of it.
Which, again, imperial, from what I've been able to determine, tell me if I'm wrong, down there in the comments or the email link.
Yep.
Most of you guys aren't shy about it. As far as I've been able to determine, imperial basically refers to how boozy or high in ABV a particular brew is. It doesn't have anything to do specifically with the brewing process, except it might reference the strains of yeast that are used to produce that higher alcohol by volume in the finished brew.
Okay.
So, that being said, imperial really is just a measure of booziness in a beer, for me, in my experience. difference. So
Well, and that's kind of what I figured too, as far as that, because I haven't really. This tastes more like a porter or a stout.
it is. It's not heavier in mouthfeel though. It's a nice
Right.
medium mouthfeel, but like you said, in terms of flavor,
The maltiness.
it's a. But that could have something more to do with caramel than
Right.
the actual grains of the malt.
Right. Which, that's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, because it just has that. It has exactly what you're expecting for a flavor
Mm-hmm.
when you look at the label.
For me, it's sitting at a 4 out of 5. I mean, it's a good, solid beer. 8.6% ABV, and you don't taste the booziness. Like you said, it's a sea salt caramel beer.
It does say what it
tastes
says.
like a sea salt caramel.
Yep.
It's an imperial ale. It's heavy. It's boozy. It's got some character to it. It's just not giving me that oomph,
Boost.
that booyah, that wow or blowing away. It's not quite unique enough in terms of its flavor to push it up to the 4.5 or 5.
Well, for me,
category, but
it's because of for one, the Southern tier is pretty much all the ones that we've had, and this is why it's actually hitting me with what the label actually says.
It is,
and that's why I'm giving it that 5.
It is exactly what it
because
says.
I have had some other beers that say on the label that it should taste this, but it actually tastes a lot different. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm giving them the lower bit of a rating. But and they're consistent with IPA, not IPAs, but
they're Blackwater series dessert beers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Southern tier on its own has been very consistent with everything that it says. Now, when I first started with Southern tier, it was their 2-time IPA.
Yeah.
Or X IPA.
2X IPA. Like we
the 2X IPA.
Video. Yeah.
Which now, I mean, I know we haven't tried their 2-time stout, which they still have out.
But,
they still have out.
We gotta bring it over. We'll hit up.
And the other thing that we've had is the one of the things I had was the 8 days a week variety pack they had. Which
we should do that on
was good
video at some point because
it's
been
was
consistent.
good.
They keep putting it out, so.
And I know you just put out the Lakeshore Fog
IPA, yes,
IPA,
which was a departure because we don't usually do IPAs from Southern Tier, but
no, we did the first one. The first one was that
they're all good.
2 times IPA.
Yeah.
I want to try that. I'm gonna actually at some point get the 2-time stout, just to see how that actually compares to what they've actually done with stouts.
And as we've seen in the past, anything you bring over from Southern Tier,
Southern
we
Tier
will film and we'll drink.
Has been
Review.
awesome. And Southern Tier is one from Chicago, right? I believe, or Illinois.
This is going to take a second because
I do believe.
New York, by the way.
Is it New York?
Lakewood, New York.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you were thinking of, but
I don't know. Neither do I. But that's all right.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. So
I think those Goose Islands are coming around.
I think everything's coming around. But
no, Goose Islands mainly.
It's been a long night, folks. I might not post these in sequence, but just for reference, if you're wondering how fucked up we are, we did do 2 of the Bourbon County
Goose Island Bourbon
beers.
County
Bourbon
beers.
County.
Which were
Did I say Lake Island? Who the fuck?
No, you say Goose Island.
Okay.
They what we actually drank was equivalent to a pint.
Yes. of 14% ABV beers.
Of right around
And
14%.
then we did have two 12-ounce beers each of Sam Adams stuff.
Yes.
4.7 and 6 point something. So
Yeah.
let's just say 5.
But still, the ones that the two that were earlier are probably actually coming through right now.
And it's been within the past 3.
Not even that.
Shit. Let's say 3 hours. So we are.
Well, let's say about 8 o'clock.
We are in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
2.5 to 3 hours.
Whatever.
Anyway, we're not sober is the bottom line. So.
Well. Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't tell me you are more sober than I am, because that's bullshit. Whatever.
But you know what? I will be shaving this at some point. So it might look like that.
Somebody who knows that. Anyway, fucking babyface Bouchard over here looks like he's 20 years old when he shaves. Now this stupid motherfucker will not take advantage of that and stay shaved.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, seriously, if I could look half my age just by trimming this shit,
Yeah, but see, the thing
I would
is,
do it all the time.
the thing is, this area right here doesn't look good.
It don't matter. Looking half our age is how you get laid by chicks who are actually our age. Or by anybody
Yeah, you know what?
at this point in your life.
I actually would keep better groomed up because I'm in a customer service position, so I need to
Yeah, but
do that. But with the COVID and all that shit, I gotta actually find another. My barber has retired.
Yeah, or been forced underground.
No, just retired.
Yeah, well, haircuts and salons, they're all
She's
getting
gotten
fucked.
into cancer and all that stuff. So,
Oh, well, that's different. That's different
so
than
she's
the COVID
retired.
situation.
She's retired. But for me myself right now is the COVID situation because I'm gonna have to go to like Supercuts or friggin' one of those other
Gillette.
one of those other places.
Norelco.
I do have one of those.
I was saying, last time I checked, Gillette and Norelco
Actually,
were
it's
still in
Conair.
operation.
Conair. What?
Gillette.
Well,
Norelco.
I do have a Gillette.
Harry's.
I do have a Gillette.
These are the names
Razor.
of male-centric grooming product companies.
I also need a
Conair.
haircut.
Conair is a shitty movie that we all love anyway.
No, actually, that was a
Nicolas
good movie.
Cage.
That was a good movie.
But it's also the name of a chick brand.
I got it for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift for him.
Let it be known, Bouch relies on Conair for his grooming needs. Anyway. Trim that shit up, man.
Don't fucking worry about it.
I'm
You
just
may be
saying.
surprised the next time we do a video, I might look like you're bald ass.
You know what? If you were looking like my bald ass, you would be getting laid every day.
Yeah, right.
Because you would look half your age and you'd be a sexy motherfucker. I'd give my left nut to look half my age when I shave, like you do. Instead, I shave and I still look my age. You're squandering that gift of being babyface Bouchard. And it sickens me.
No.
It sickens my married ass to know that I could be you in taking advantage and doing stuff that my wife would find distasteful and divorce-worthy. And
Hopefully she doesn't watch this video.
she doesn't watch any of my videos. But you know what? If she did,
That's good.
she'd recognize the fact that I love her enough to not do that stuff. Wait, I just proved that I can't do that stuff, so it doesn't matter what I would or wouldn't do. Anyway, you know what? Dug myself in a deep enough hole. I'm throwing aside the shovel. Shave. Shave and go clubbing, you sad motherfucker.
Yeah, but we
Shave and
can't.
go
We can't do
clubbing.
that right now.
Just shave and walk down the street. You'll get laid.
Yeah, right.
You need it. Anyway.
No, I need more beer. I need to do more reviews.
We're fresh out.
I know.
You gotta go to work later too, so.
Well, later.
Later.
Much later.
We're gonna go rest. Hit us up down below in the comments or the email link down there. Later down there, don't forget to like and share the video. Make sure to subscribe. Till next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. COVID sucks. Bouch is a sexy motherfucker underneath that massive, matted mess that he calls facial hair.
Well,
Spanish moss.
I don't
Gray
need
beard.
to completely shave, but if I just trim it up a little bit.
You got birds living in that shit and cockroaches crawling around in your ears. Cheers, motherfuckers. Make him shave.
Keep drinking. That's all I care about. Drinking.